Building stronger bones is as simple as incorporating two easy principles into your exercises. Let's talk about those principles and how you can make them work for you. And then I'll show you 5 amazing exercises using these principles to help you build stronger bones and live an active life. Just like medicine, exercise needs the right type and dosage to work, especially when it comes to building stronger bones. To build stronger bones, research shows you need 2 important things. The first is high-intensity exercise. This means doing exercises that feel hard and make your body work. If something feels too easy, it may not be enough to help your bones get stronger. Your bones need to be challenged to grow. The second is high-impact exercise. Impact means putting some healthy stress on your bones. Jumping is one way to do this, but don't worry, there are other ways to add impact, even if you haven't jumped in years or don't feel comfortable jumping. Consistency matters. Bone changes can take 6 to 12 months, so aim to do these exercises 2 to 3 times a week and stick with it. And now for the exercises. The first exercise is a stomp squat. Now, I learned this exercise from a PT who teaches some really cool exercises to build strength training, so I really think you're going to love this one. So we'll do it from a seated position, and I'd like you to lean back just a little bit, lift your heels. Now get ready, we're going to stand up. I'm going to push my heels into the floor, stand up nice and tall, and then slowly sit back down. Make sure the chair is there, and we'll do that again. So I lean back, I lift my heels, I stomp into the floor, I stand up nice and strong, and then I have a seat. So take as much time as you need to do this. Make sure that the chair is behind you when you sit down. So we're creating that impact that we talked about by pushing our heels firmly and strong into the ground. And then depending on how much effort it takes you to stand up out of your chair, there's a little bit of intensity. So let's do that a couple more times. All right, ready? Sometimes I have to really think about where my positioning is. And then we'll have a seat. The next exercise is called a heel pump and drop, and it's a variation of a calf raise. You can do it from a seated position. I'm going to demonstrate it for you from a standing position. So stand beside the chair so you have it for standing support and stability. And we're going to push up onto the balls of our feet and pump 7 times. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to pause, and then you're going to drop your heels down and feel the good vibrations that come up into the bones of your legs. So let's do that again. We pump 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause, and then drop. Now, 7's not a magic number. You could do 3, you could do 5. It's just what I like to go with. Give myself a little bit of strength, a little bit of pause, and then I really want to find that drop so that I can get the impact into my bones to help build that bone density. So let's do that 2 more times. Core muscles are in. You know all of the principles that we do when we're strength training, even when it's for bone strength. Chest is up nice and tall. Let's do the last one. And drop. The next exercise will be a variation of a side step into a side shuffle so that we can work at building intensity. You could place yourself behind the chair so that you had it for support. Let's take 4 steps over to the side and then come back. So right now it's just a step. There's no impact or intensity yet, right? So here's your option. We're going to shuffle to the side, pause, and then come back. For intensity, you might try to work at going a little faster. Depending on how much space you have, you might cover a little bit more distance. For impact, you might push up and down a little bit more or back off a little bit. Intensity that's right for you is the right amount of stress so that you feel challenged, but you don't feel in pain and you don't feel uncomfortable with the exercise. You want to move in a pain-free range of motion and be comfortable. Now you might aim for doing this 30 seconds. And then take a break, then try for another 30 seconds. And then in time, maybe you could build up to 60 seconds, and maybe do, I don't know, 3 or 4 sets a week. The next exercise is called a step press. You'll have this sensation of falling forward. That's what will create the impact, and then pushing back for balance and strength. So stand next to a chair so you have it for support. Lift one knee up, and then create that sensation of falling forward, and then push back. Set your foot down and we'll do the other side. Now you can hold on to the chair, nothing wrong with that. And then over time, as you feel a little bit more confident with how you're moving, woo, see, lose my balance too. Maybe you can create a little bit more impact. Now, I love this exercise because, like with a lot of exercises, we're doing more than just building bone strength, right? We're building balance and stability, muscle strength, a little bit of mental confidence for sure. I really feel where this one challenges me a little bit. So let's just do one more on each side. Kind of fall forward, create that impact, push back, find your balance, reset. Let's get the other side. The final exercise I have for you is a variation of a wall push-up. So make sure that you have a sturdy wall, as we will be pushing against the wall. It's also important that you have shoes on. I want to make sure that you have a strong and sturdy foundation as we're doing the exercise. So face the wall. You might start with your hands on the wall, fingertips open, about an arm's distance away. And then I'm going to lean into the wall. And here's the variation that I want us to work towards. We're going to push away from the wall, let your hands come off the wall, and then gently fall back into the wall and catch yourself. And let's do that again. So there's a few things to think about with this exercise. You need to gauge how much you're pressing yourself away from the wall so that you can catch yourself, not lose your balance from behind. And then that right amount of impact as you come forward to help build strength through the wrists and through the upper body. And of course, it's also important that you're careful not to hit your face, your forehead, your nose into the wall. All right, let's just do that one more time. And as you push away, find your balance, bring your arms down, and reset your posture. You just learned 5 simple and effective exercises that can make a real difference in your bone health. By adding a little intensity and a little impact to your weekly routine, you're giving your bones the signal they need to grow stronger.